Hi YouTube. This is my first ever video log, so I'm kind of excited and a little nervous. Um, I must admit, I've been a huge YouTube junkie over the past few weeks, watching other people's TTC vlogs, and it's been really inspiring watching you guys go from the insanity of trying to conceive to now being either pregnant or having your baby. So it's been very inspiring. Kudos to you guys. So a little bit about me. This isn't the first time I've started trying to conceive. Actually was married before. It was like years and years ago. But this is me trying to conceive number one. So before, let me just give you a little brief history about that. Um, I was married, I was trying, and it wasn't happening. I had asked to be referred to a fertility specialist, but the military doctors refused. They suck. But I still tried. I remember being on a forum. I did use ovulation tests. I probably blew through a million pregnancy tests. And I remember using the ovulation test for your saliva, which you'd have to be like a mad scientist to understand that thing. Yeah, I could never tell when I was ovulating with that. So, thumbs down to that burning, whatever it was. Who knew? So yeah, I did use ovulation tests and still never got pregnant. I had the biggest baby collection then. Like, I had diaper bags full of stuff, bassinet strollers, so many baby clothes bottles, breast pumps, you name it, I had it. So many people donated to me knowing I was trying so hard to have a baby. So, needless to say, when I moved from there, it was a lot of baby stuff to get rid of, and it was really sad. So, years down the line, other things happened in my life where I wasn't exactly trying at the time. So, that leads me to kind of like now. I actively started trying again last year, August, and around that time I went and saw a fertility specialist because about a few years ago now, I've had one ovary removed due to a large cyst on my left ovary. I had it removed. I didn't plan to have it removed. The doctor told me while I was in recovery that he took the ovary because the cyst was so large. Boo hiss to that. Kind of sad about that. Um, so skip ahead to last year, August. I started to actively try again. So I went and saw a fertility specialist. I was so excited then because I felt like if I'd seen a fertility specialist like years and years ago, I would already have a child right now because the fertility specialist would have helped me then, and I wouldn't be ages later trying to have a baby now, still trying to have my first. So anyway, I was very excited now that I'm seeing a fertility specialist. So this was like August 2011 when I started seeing her. She did my HSG test, in which my right tube is totally clear. She said that tube is just so beautiful. That's what she said it. That's what she said it was. So that tube is perfectly beautiful. So I think I went to her a couple more times, but there were some other issues. So needless to say, I switched fertility specialists. Eventually, I started seeing a new fertility specialist this year in May. And between that time, from the HSG up until now, I still have been trying. I tried soy isoflavones, or however you pronounce that. I tried Vitex, maca root, Fertilade, Fertabella. You name it, I tried it. Then my friend who is Indian, she told me about some stuff from India called, I think it's called a butylene. So I tried that. I want to say in March this year. And you know what? What's interesting is that trying those things that was the first 28-day cycle I've had in like ever. So they were actually pretty helpful, I guess, in that way. Yeah. So I went to this new fertility specialist. I didn't have to get the HSG test done and everything again because I told her I'd had it. But I did tell her I want Clomid. Like that's the bottom line. I knew I wasn't ovulating on my own. I'm pretty much the Provera queen. I have like 80 prescription refills for it because my doctor knows like this girl is never getting a period ever. So I knew I wasn't ovulating on my own. I did the BBT charting as well, the temping, which can just make you insane because you want that temp to go so high the next month. I mean, the next day, and then you check your temperature and it's like, so it just made me too crazy. So I stopped temping altogether. So the new fertility specialist gave me Clomid. Woohoo! So kudos to her. I was so excited. She prescribed me 50 milligrams, days 3 through 7. So my first Clomid cycle was June, and you know what? It was great. Like I couldn't have asked for better. I mean, well, yeah, I could have if I would have gotten pregnant from it, but the Clomid did work for me because it made me ovulate. So it did work for me in making me ovulate. Let me tell you this as well. I have been using a Clear Blue fertility monitor since last year, probably November. I got it from someone on Craigslist used, so I reset it myself, and I've been using it. Like it works perfectly fine. It had just never given me a peak to show the little eggy at the top. So by me having used that for so long and never seen an egg, like I'm just kind of used to just not getting a peak on there ever. So my first month on Clomid, which was June again, I ovulated on day 16. I was so stoked. I got my first eggy ever, my first peak on that Clear Blue fertility monitor on day 15. So fertility friend put my ovulation day at day 16, which I got peaks both days, day 15 and day 16. I also started using the Clear Blue smiley face ones, and that was more so just to confirm with my test strips because I also used the internet cheapies if it was really positive. Because sometimes, looking at those lines can just make you insane. So I also got those. So I had a happy face, I had an eggy, I had a positive test strip. I was on top of, I was over the moon. I was like, you would have thought, and I got my BFP. I was screaming, I was jumping up and down. I think I even cried a little bit. I don't know. But I was so happy. First cycle of Clomid, success. It made me ovulate. I didn't catch the eggy, but it made me ovulate. I even felt ovulation pains for the first time and had to call the doctor like, I'm kind of cramping here. This isn't normal. So they were like, that's a good thing. So fast forward, second cycle Clomid. First one was a success, and for some silly reason, I thought I had it all figured out, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great too. Same 50 milligrams, same days 3 through 7. Didn't go as planned. I thought I'd ovulate again. Same time. I don't know what I was thinking. Day 15 came along. No eggy like the previous cycle. Day 16 came along. No eggy. 17, 18, 19. No eggy. Then on day 20, still no eggy. But I got a smiley face and a positive test strip. So people were like, hey, that's great. You got a smiley face. And I'm like, where's my eggy? Like, that is all I cared about. I haven't been using the smiley face ones that long. I've only used them to, like, I bought a box of 10? I still had, at the start of the July month, 9 because I only used it to confirm. So I don't just go seeing a bunch of non-smiley faces. So that like wasn't a big deal to me. It's more of a big deal to me to see that egg on that monitor. So days later, I called my doctor and I told them, I don't think I ovulated. Yeah, I got a happy face, but I didn't get an eggy. I don't feel any ovulation pain, which I didn't. So, as far as I was concerned, I didn't ovulate. And I don't even think I baby danced that much in July. I really didn't. Things were just really, really crazy. And yeah, I think I baby danced the day I got my smiley face and like nothing after that. That was it. So in my mind, I already knew the month of the July cycle was just over with. So I was telling my doctor I really just wanted to see if 50 milligrams, okay, it worked the first cycle. I know I've seen other people like on the forum, like Baby and Bump or whatever. They'll ovulate one cycle, their first cycle, then the second cycle they won't get any ovulation. Because your body gets used to Clomid pretty fast. Our bodies adapt so well to things. So I wanted to see if I actually ovulated. Called the doctor. I'm telling him I didn't think I ovulated. I said, can I please get the day 21 progesterone test to confirm ovulation? This fertility specialist is the most hands-off doctor I have ever met in my life. It's pretty much like I'm not even being monitored. I have yet to have an ultrasound, yet to have a blood test, yet to have anything. All they tell me is, hey, here's the Clomid. If you don't get your period on your own, then you didn't ovulate. But as long as you keep getting your period without needing Provera, then you're ovulating. That's all they tell me. So they refuse to do a blood test. They told me to wait till day 35. If my period still has not come on, then, take a pregnancy test, start Provera, and then to call them. Yeah. I didn't do all that. But I did get them to put me on 100 milligrams of Clomid for this cycle. So my period did come on its own, just to clear that up. It did come on its own. I had a 30-day cycle. Just for reference, June cycle was 31 days. So June cycle was 31 days. July cycle was 30 days. So now I'm in August cycle. I did get them to up the dosage to 100 milligrams. So this cycle, I took them 100 milligrams, days 2 through 6 instead of 3 through 7. I've just heard good things about taking it earlier, as far as like cervical mucus and just other things. I think I've actually seen more BFPs on 2 through 6. I'm not really sure, but I just really wanted to try something different because I want to make sure it's working for me. So today I am cycle day 7. My Bossy Clear Blue fertility monitor has not started asking me for test strips yet, but I'm sure it's coming soon. So I'm just waiting it out right now. I really hope that I ovulate around cycle day 12. Like anywhere around that time is good for me because I know it'll be optimum where it's not a lot of craziness going on as much as during the week for that matter. So I'm really hoping to ovulate then, but I know how bad it is to put too much hope in like saying I have to ovulate this day because that's what happened before. I'm just waiting to ovulate now. And I'm so excited to make this video log. Like I said, I've looked at other people's logs from back when they were trying to conceive and going through all the frustration of that. And like, I know how they felt at certain times because it's like, I'm there. And then you fast forward to like, of course you couldn't fast forward at that time when they were putting those videos out, but fast forwarding to those times now where they're like 39 weeks pregnant or they're 25 weeks pregnant and you see that they had no hope and then they got pregnant. So it's very inspiring to me, and I hope that my video logs can inspire someone else who is somewhat long-term trying to conceive or just trying to conceive. It doesn't really matter. We all know how stressful it is and how crazy we can become when trying to conceive, but just kudos to all you ladies whose videos I've watched. I can't remember everybody's names, but I remember a couple of names, Mrs. McNaughton, Terry Cloth, think it was one called Jess and Gabe. I don't know if they were really trying to conceive her. So, Miss Sensational, Turtle Aim. That's all I can think about right now. But it's quite a few of you who I've really like checked out your old videos, and just kudos to you. You guys have all been very inspiring to me, and I hope, for anybody who comes on who wants to subscribe, thank you. And I'll also try to follow your journey if you have one as well. But that's it for now. I'll try to keep you guys updated on what happens with ovulation or just anything else that's going on. And that's it for today. Bye.